So this is our Tesla homepage. As you can see here, we have the slogan of the company. It says, "To accelerate the advent of sustainable transport and electric technology." And then here's our title to the website. It says, "Welcome to Tesla." Then take a look at our small specialized selection of vehicles. Our line of model cars are efficient, safe, and come with a whole range of features that aren't offered by other manufacturers. Our products are designed to bring our customers cleaner energy. We offer solar roofs and solar panels to help our consumers save money and store backup power in case of outages. The history of Tesla is also proudly displayed on our site. Witness our transformation from Tesla Motors to Tesla Inc. and the path we took to get there. Tesla offers many job opportunities. Between manufacturing and information technology, there are several jobs that may be a fit for you. Internships are also available to college undergraduates who see themselves working to benefit the future of our civilization. So you can see here the target, in terms of that little paragraph right there, the target for the jobs are mainly for people who care about environmental sustainability and that kind of thing. Then you can see on the bottom here we have our footer. It's Tesla, copyright 2021. So I'm going to go back up to this portion here, and we actually programmed this with JavaScript. And so some of the benefits of using JavaScript is that you can actually incorporate JavaScript code in HTML, in an HTML document. And that's really helpful too, because let's say you want to put a pop-up message that says, like an alert. You can do that with JavaScript. And then, one of those messages where it has this information, and then on the bottom of it says, okay to continue. That's coded with JavaScript. So JavaScript gives you that ability. Some other benefits of JavaScript are that JavaScript is pretty simple to learn and to implement. JavaScript is used pretty much everywhere on the web as well. So JavaScript also gives designers the ability to create rich interfaces. Being on the client side basically reduces the demand on the website server with JavaScript. Also, it's very fast. JavaScript loads very fast, which is another added benefit to it. And it doesn't sit there and like background calls and stuff like that don't really affect it. So that's another added benefit of using JavaScript. So in terms of websites in general, businesses should have a website, especially a good looking website, because websites are important since customers want to understand a company and its product before making a purchase, and websites are really perfect for that. So that being said, it is necessary that the website appears visually stimulating, and it needs to make sense. So proper punctuation is definitely needed to allow the audience to take the company seriously. Furthermore, you'd also want to have a certain tonality to be used in the website. So, for example, if a website is about a trampoline park for kids, then a colorful website would be more appropriate for that. So Tesla's website here, it appears professional, it's simple, it's to the point, it's also got some color elements here and there as well, to show that it's kind of that they're an innovative company. And we have that little hints of color in the website. It shows that they're doing something new or innovating. So that's what we wanted to bring out uh, in this website. We want to add a little bit more color in there to give that kind of perception to the audience. So it has a white background, well, kind of like a grayish background too. We used a lighter color code, and then it has a white sidebar here. And these are actually red here, but when you click on it, it turns into kind of like this really like dark bluish color, bluish black color. So we wanted to make it look simple. We wanted to make it look innovative as well. And if you look at the background here, it's got the Tesla Model S sketch. So it's the authentic, simple Tesla Model S concept sketch. So we use that throughout the background, so it repeats throughout the background. We thought that's a good design element to put in. So that's how we wanted to make the website appear to be stylish, but we wanted to make it look professional, and we used a few pictures in the website as well. And we wanted to make sure that we had light color codes for the body and the background. So Tesla, basically it's a website. The Tesla's website appeals to Tesla's target market, which is people who can afford vehicles that are over 40 grand. So people who can afford vehicles that are over $40,000 are typically working professionals, and those people are usually, they conduct themselves in a professional manner. They they're intellectual. They know how to operate machinery, but a lot of times they don't like anything too complex, because usually those working professionals that can afford a car that's over $40,000 are they're usually like 35-year-olds, 45-year-olds, somewhere in that margin, at least. And so Tesla wanted to create a simple car, but yet a very complex car. So it appears simple inside and out, but when you look at the specifications of what the car can do, it's very complex. Actually, arguably the most complex of any automotive manufacturer's vehicles on the market today. So it's phenomenal. Also, those who are interested in Tesla and those who are interested in Teslas, they really care about the environment. They care about environmental sustainability. So I would say that Tesla's main target market would be environmentally conscious working professionals. That would be Tesla's main target market. They would most likely want to focus their product on. So we're going to go over to the job section. So the job section says, working at Tesla, it doesn't matter where you come from, where you went to school, or what industry you're in. If you've done exceptional work, join us to rethink the future of sustainable energy. So again, it's basically directing the attention to people who care about sustainable energy. So then we have the top jobs. We have our quality operations leader at the Gigafactory in Texas, the new Gigafactory that's it's being built in Texas. Equipment engineer at the Gigafactory in Texas, and an instructional designer for manufacturing training. We also have a student internship opportunity, recruiter position. So the benefits for employees at Tesla are that Tesla provides the employees and their families benefits like medical, dental, vision coverage, 401k, and generous paid time off from day one, with flexible scheduling, fitness resources, and stock benefits for everyone. We invest in team members to help them do their best work. Life at Tesla. We've replaced corporate hierarchy and bureaucratic conventions with open communication and a collaborative working environment by promoting a safe, innovative, and inclusive culture. Anyone with talent, energy, and focus to solve hard problems has a seat at the table. So basically, it's for being at Tesla. I actually used to work at Tesla. I used to be the guy who inspected the vehicles before delivering them to the customer. So I would deliver them to the customers, but I would check the vehicles and make sure that the paint jobs look good, that there's no runs or anything like that on the paint. So that's what I was mainly in charge of. And so basically, point being is that I didn't get treated like with that authoritarian type of uh, way of managing. It was they weren't strict, but they were definitely like serious about what they do, the managers. So they were like very direct with me. They wanted to make sure that the customers were satisfied, that everything looked good, and that's kind of like that's the Tesla culture. So it's very professional, and it gives you that sense of appreciation for Tesla's products. So with that sense of professionalism, and it's not overbearing, you naturally want to understand the products more. And so I think that's an optimal corporate culture, in my opinion. And you could even tell when you just look at Elon Musk. You see him dressed up in a suit, and he conveys himself in that kind of manner. So we're going to go over here, look at the quality operations leader position. So the quality operations leader at the Gigafactory in Texas, it is a manufacturing job in Austin, Texas. The role, we're looking for a highly motivated senior leader to lead quality operations at the Gigafactory in Texas. You'll be responsible for meeting the production forecast and ensuring company goals are achieved. The ideal candidate will have a track record of significant achievements, tremendous drive, and a willingness to roll up their sleeves. Responsibilities: build and direct the product quality function. Work scope includes metrology, quality, problem solving, quality standards, and quality inspection plan, etc. So basically, this is all the responsibilities. Then you have the requirements. So bachelor's of science degree in engineering. Tesla is really into people who have their bachelor's degree in engineering. So they usually hire people with engineering degrees wherever they can, because they really believe that people who graduate with an engineering degree are gonna bring forth the most amount of knowledge. Even if it's like kind of a management job, they actually prefer engineering majors because of their knowledge base. So that's why. And also, there's we got our KPAs here, knowledge, skills, and abilities. And then here it says that Tesla is an equal opportunity employer, which is definitely important to mention on any job posting, because you want to make sure that people know that you're in compliance with government regulations. And then we have our equipment engineer position. It's the same thing. You have our, the role, you have responsibilities, the knowledge, skills, abilities, requirements, the instructional designer position. Same kind of thing. You have your job description, your responsibilities, your requirements, bachelor's degree, there you go, engineering. Then this position for recruitment, you have your requirements, you have your responsibilities, your job description, of course that area here that talks about Tesla being an equal opportunity employer.
Okay, so here is the product page for our knockoff Tesla Incorporated website. The reason why it's not more detailed or longer, has more anything on it really, is because I don't know enough about web design in order to make it look as pretty and detailed as Tesla does. If I knew, then this page might also have the whole you scroll down and it goes to another page sort of thing that Tesla does. But for now, with my mediocre skills, we have to keep it at headers, paragraphs, and aligned pictures in the text. The Java Jam assignments were very helpful in relating to for making these pages, because it actually let me figure out a lot of the time if something didn't look the way I wanted it to, where I was going wrong. But enough about the technical details. When it comes to the product page, I wanted to keep it set. I talked with my group members and we decided to keep it separate, and I doubled down on keeping it separate, especially because products and vehicles are not in the same category, if that makes any sense. The company has changed from Tesla Motors to Tesla Incorporated. Tesla Motors was just electric vehicles. Tesla Incorporated are the electric vehicles and solar energy. So putting them in the same category wouldn't have really felt right, even if the products are not very plentiful. Speaking of the products, all they really have, and by extension we really have, are solar panels, the solar roof, and the Powerwall, which is the most important out of those three products. And it also comes with the other two products. Interestingly enough, I found out that the Powerwall is just a fat battery that goes on the side of your house and can actually go with other solar energy products that don't come from Tesla, which is very helpful for anybody who ends up finding a cheaper deal from some other place. But moving on to history, I decided to do more of the same on the history page, which, sue me, but it was the most simple way of going about it. Headers, paragraphs, and aligned pictures. I also decided to add in bold lettering for the things that I thought were specific enough to require them. Funnily enough, this page led me to realizing that Tesla Incorporated was Tesla Incorporated for a reason. Before, I thought that was how they started out, but after doing the research in order to make this page, I found out that it started as Tesla Motors and had two founders, but those founders left just before the 2010 started, and Elon Musk, who surprisingly was already a very substantial part of the company, just decided to take the reins and keep things moving. So from a business standpoint, why would you have a history page? It just seems like fluff. And in one way or another, that's technically correct, but I think it has more value than just being a fluff page. It lets customers know the history of the company, however long it may be. I'm not sure how many other company pages might do it, but that's most likely why, things like Levi, like the history of Levi's jeans or Levi's jeans, however you say it. That's why so many people know about how tough the jeans are, like they can't be pulled apart by two horses. I imagine that's because they freely let people know the history of their company. It's not something someone has to go on Wikipedia and find. They could probably find it on a site, or even ask somebody who works there and they'll know it. Letting customers know the history of a company can do wonders for actually getting more interest in your company. Same thing happened to me, honestly, working through this, finding out that Tesla Incorporated only came about because Elon Musk decided, you know what would be a nice business venture? Selling solar energy products. But design wise, I probably could have done better. Especially when you stretch out the page more, it looks weirder and weirder, and having the picture of the founders just smushed together and then Elon Musk's picture is way bigger. I could have done better, but I feel like I tried to line up the pictures next to the paragraphs as best I could, because the founders are next to the paragraph about the founders and Elon Musk is next to the picture of basically all the decisions that he made that led Tesla Motors to becoming Tesla Incorporated. The design of everything else, I leave that to the rest of my group, and I think they did a pretty good job running off of also what I'd have to assume was the Java Jam project, because Java Jam was highly informative.
Here on the vehicles page, you'll be able to find some information about each of the vehicles they offer, as well as some information about what makes them unique. Here you'll find a ordered list about each of the 2 configurations that you can get. And then over here on the right, you'll be able to see an image of each of the vehicles. And the same thing down here for the Model X, some information about what makes it unique, when it was launched, as well as specs about the 2 trim models. From a business standpoint, it's crucial this page has the most up-to-date information on it. According to a report from Fortune magazine, the Model S was one of the top-selling luxury vehicles in its class for 2020. In addition, the rise of SUVs in both America and across the globe have given the Model X even more power. Additionally, the differentiation between the 2 trim lines will help buyers decide whether they should or need to upgrade to achieve their optimum experience. In regards to graphics, the images displayed alongside the list information can draw the reader into what the page is trying to convey to the viewer. You can also see these images were placed alongside the long-range specs in an effort to create unity for the page. You can also see here that header tags were used to separate out the different sections. They become particularly evident when you look at the vehicle names. You can see there's a thin line separating the text from the actual titles. This is the home landing page, where it gives you some information about what you can find on each of the 4 tabs here to the left. Up here you'll see that we have the image of the Tesla logo, as well as the car background, which will be carried on throughout the website. Additionally, you'll be able to see that when you hover over the links here on the navigation bar, they do change colors as you mouse over them. These are all parts of the CSS style sheet that was written. You'll be able to see different areas where the padding was adjusted to make content more appealing to the viewer. This is where we were also able to add the same red Tesla logo that appears up in the header of the entire site. You'll also be able to see here where different aspects of the navigation bar were modified, such as the previously mentioned colors, where you hover over the link and it changes to a different shade. A wrapper was also added so that we could better center the content on the pages. Furthermore, this is where we were also able to adjust specific images, such as those on the founders. The images of the founders on the history page, as well as those on the vehicles page, to ensure not only that they're displayed correctly, but that they don't interfere with the flow of the text on the rest of the page. There were a lot of advantages that we had learned earlier in the semester. It allows us to better control the font size, line spacing, indents, margins, and even positioning of certain elements on the website. It also keeps the formatting separate from the actual text, so the HTML code is slightly cleaner. Additionally, it allows you to go back and change a lot of different elements with just one document. So if, say, Tesla decides they want to change their background from the color we have now to a solid black, they would only have to change it in that CSS style sheet instead of having to go back and modify each of the separate different web pages that they've implemented to save everybody time and money. The CSS style sheet also helped us implement the footer down here at the bottom that displays the Tesla and the copyright year, which does show up at the bottom of each of the pages here, including the ones on the jobs and internships you could apply for. You can see that this site was designed with accessibility in mind. The background and text colors are contrasting, so it's not something that's difficult to read, and that also carries throughout the website. In addition, you can see that the layout was also fairly easy for accessibility. Everything over here on the left in the nav bar is all laid out vertically so that you can just scroll down as needed. Same thing with the actual pages. You'll be able to see that we have everything separated out with different headings here so that it's easy to differentiate each of the sections so that one thing isn't running into another. In terms of using good design framework, you can see on items such as the hyperlinks we have here, we did avoid the use of the words click here or apply here, as most users will know what to do when looking at something like a careers page. So when clicking on it, the entire link for that specific position is clickable, which also makes it a bit easier for users that may be using a touch screen to select it, as it's not just one very small letter or word to click on, so they have more room to tap, as everyone may not be using a mouse on a desktop computer.